had a good open date week. We had 4 real good practices. We went back to looked at everything. We did the first 6 games, tried to find out some answers on a lot of different areas that we weren't as successful in, and we've made some changes, personnel and in terms of technique and some things that we want to do the next 6 games. Second half of the season coming up. We've got East Carolina here for homecoming. Looking forward to another game. The last 2 games we played with East Carolina has come down to a field goal in the last few seconds, both games. So always a good game, kind of like a rival game for us, one of our closer competitors. Also being homecoming, should be a fun time for everybody coming.
We'll take questions for Coach Tuberville, please. *1 on your telephone keypad to join the queue. The operator will introduce you.
We will now go to Ronnie Woodward with the Greenville Daily Reflector.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
Morning, Ronnie.
Looking at both teams winless in league play, ECU and Cincinnati, but overall, and if you look at the schedules both teams have played, do you feel like
Hello?
Oh, did we lose Ronnie?
Yeah, it looks like Ronnie may have lost his signal.
Okay. All right.
Okay, hopefully he'll re-signal. We'll go now to Dan Tortora with wakeupcalldt.com.
Good afternoon, Coach. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great.
Coach, when you look at what this American Athletic Conference has been and what it's become over the last couple of years, to look at games like South Florida and Connecticut recently and losses on your side, and obviously what Houston's been able to do, and as you move forward against East Carolina, what does it say about this conference top to bottom and what you've seen from the offense, defense, special teams, these units that have gone up against you so far, just what it says about the caliber of the conference?
Well, it's a lot more balanced than it was a couple years ago when we first started the conference. I think that new coaches coming in have added a spark to some of the offenses and defenses. Obviously, it's a very good conference for quarterbacks, some mobile quarterbacks, some throwing quarterbacks, high-powered offenses, a lot of points scored. So it's very good. It's very competitive from top to bottom. There's not a lot of separation from the top to bottom. I think you can just look at the scores this year. Every game's pretty close, win or lose. And so you just got to keep getting better. For us, we're 0-3 in the conference. We got to keep plugging on. We've got 6 games go. We have 5 conference games left. We play BYU close to the end of the season, so it doesn't get any easier from that standpoint. But everybody's just looking to keep as healthy as you possibly can and play the best game each week, take them one at a time.
And Coach, when you look at the fact that you were coaching in the Big 12, now you're in the American, but there's all this conversation about the Big 12 surrounding, you've spoken on it before, but would you like this to kind of just be over and done with, and how do you handle it? Is it in any place in your mind this season while you're coaching, or do you just put it off somewhere else and deal with it when things are done?
I think our school and athletic departments really handle it well. There's been zero talk about it. We've kind of just stayed out of it. You got to sell yourself over a long period of time to any conference, and you don't know what's going to happen. We're in a good conference. American Athletic Conference is very competitive in every sport. It's obvious, with all the teams this year, we've had teams that ranked in the top 25, but we hadn't got caught up in all that. We're struggling enough to handle what we do on offense and defense. So hopefully we can just get better and just worry about the future.
Thanks, Coach. I appreciate it.
We'll go back to Ronnie Woodward with the Greenville Daily Reflector.
All right, Coach, can you hear me?
I can hear you. What do you got, Verizon or AT&T? What do you got?
Verizon. I guess it cut off on me. Sorry about that. But you touched on it a little bit there, but looking at both teams really winless in the league, but have played tough schedules in and outside the league. I mean, do you feel like both these teams probably feel like they're better than the record indicates, and that this is a big game to get that first league win, obviously?
You would hope that you would be better, knowing that you've played some good teams down the road. We played 2 of the leaders in our conference, obviously, early in the season. Our quarterback has been hurt. That's hurt us. But, you can't dwell on any of that. Everybody's got 85 scholarships, and you got to find enough guys to play and get better. All we're trying to do now is, after going 0-3, is try to make ourselves better on both sides of the ball. We hadn't been very competitive in the second half in several of our games. And so we went back last week and looked at everything we've been doing and tried to make it better from a coaching standpoint. Obviously, there's got to be a happy medium from the players' standpoint. They're the ones that do the playing. And so we've had some heart-to-heart talks about, laying it on the line for 4 quarters, motivating yourself as a teammate, being leaders. All those things going hand to hand. Obviously, when you're not winning, there's all kinds of problems. But there's a fine line between that. So we got to find a fine line where it can get us over the hump, and I'm sure East Carolina's trying to do the same thing.
Okay. Thanks, Tommy.
Thank you.
We'll go to John Ottavilla with the Hartford Courant.
Tommy, in hearing your response to Dan's question about the Big 12, I sort of conclude that you're not losing any sleep over what's going to happen tonight in Dallas when they make their decision.
No, not really. I haven't hardly thought about it. I got enough problems trying to win a football game, but it makes good talk. It's like who's going to be the quarterback or any of that stuff. It's high profile for people. It's obviously a big decision for a lot of teams. But we, as coaches, we have not got caught up with that. Even the athletic department, everybody's kind of, stayed out of it, and knowing that there's nothing that you can control. Don't worry about it. Just go about your daily business, and that's what we've done.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And we will go to Leo Haggerty with It's Sports Magazine.
Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
Coach, in terms of coaching longevity, you're the Dean of the American Athletic Conference. In terms of recruiting, what has changed the most from your first head coaching job to now at University of Cincinnati?
Oh, there's no doubt. Social media, it's out there. I think it's a lot of good things for recruiting. I think the social media and the huddle, the being able to identify players quicker, faster, watch everything at the click of a button, be able to get it online. I think for high school coaches that's helped. But you still got to do the evaluating. I think everybody looks at the recruiting as being easy. It's not. Every day, we look at kids. We try to determine how they're going to be 2 years from now. And I don't care how much social media you've got. I don't care how much film or video you have to watch. You still have to try to play and predict the future with a lot of these kids. And so you want to be right more often than you're wrong, because it's, in this day and time, a little bit different generation. And so I think that's the biggest thing that's changed.
Thank you, Coach. Have a good luck Saturday.
Thank you.
Coach, we thank you for your